What if cracking the code to male psychology could revolutionize your love life and redefine modern relationships? What every woman should know about men isn't a mystery. It's a masterclass in emotional alchemy. The truth about men? Their deepest drive isn't control, it's meaning, and your feminine energy holds the secret to igniting it. Welcome to Feminine Queen, where we decode the unspoken rules of attraction, power, and the magnetic dance of masculine purpose. Darling, if you've ever felt like love is a puzzle with missing pieces, take a deep breath. You're not alone. So many of us were taught to chase success, but never taught to nurture the sacred dance between masculine and feminine hearts. Today, we're flipping the script. Not with rules, but with revelations. Let's pour some tea and dive in, sweetheart. For generations, society's pendulum has swung wildly, glorifying female independence while shaming vulnerability, preaching equality, yet weaponizing gender dynamics. But hidden beneath the chaos lies a radical truth. Real power isn't won by competing with men, but by awakening their primal desire to protect, provide, and prove themselves worthy. This isn't about playing games, it's about rewriting them. We'll dismantle toxic myths, expose the biological wiring behind his actions, and show you how to command respect without sacrificing tenderness. Because when a man sees you as his ultimate inspiration, not just an option, he doesn't settle for surface love. He fights to deserve you. And in that fire, both of you transform. Think of this as a love letter to your future self, the woman who knows her worth, speaks her truth, and lets her softness be her superpower. Ready to unlock the magic? Let's begin. 1. The hunger for purpose. Men's primal need to matter. Men are not ornaments to hang on the arm of your life. They are engines built for motion. Their DNA thrums with the need to act, solve, and protect. Deny them this, and you strip their existence of meaning. A man without purpose is a storm trapped in a jar, chaotic, directionless, and destined to explode. His loyalty isn't won by empty praise. It's forged when you hand him a map to your battles and say, "I trust you to lead us through." Let him strategize, build, or defend. When he sees his efforts tangibly improve your world, he'll move mountains to stay by your side. Sweetheart, imagine this. When you let him fix that leaky faucet or plan your weekend getaway, you're not being needy. You're giving him a gift. His heart lights up when he feels useful. So next time he offers to carry your bags or troubleshoot your laptop, smile and say, "Thank you, hero." Watch how his shoulders straighten. That's purpose in action. But modern society has turned men into spectators. We've pathologized their instincts, labeling protectors as controlling and providers as outdated. The result? A generation of men shuffling through life like sleepwalkers, their fire dimmed by shame. You want devotion? Reignite that fire. Give him a mission only he can fulfill. A man who feels essential doesn't wander. He stays, fights, and thrives. 2. The pendulum of progress. How feminism fractured masculinity. The feminist movement didn't just liberate women, it castrated masculinity in the process. Yes, we needed to dismantle oppression, but we swung the pendulum so far that men became collateral damage. We told them their strength was dangerous, their leadership archaic. Now, boys are raised on apologies for existing, while men drown in confusion. Is my ambition toxic? Is my protectiveness a crime? Equality was meant to balance scales, not break them. Let's get real, beautiful. Men aren't the enemy. They're just lost. Think of the sweet guy who holds the door but hesitates to ask you out, terrified of seeming pushy, or the one who downplays his promotions to avoid being called domineering. Our job isn't to shrink them further, it's to guide them back to their strength with grace. The fallout? A culture where men are either neutered or enraged. The alpha male, grifters, and the soft boy aesthetes are two sides of the same coin, desperate reactions to a world that shamed their nature. True equality isn't sameness. It's valuing the wolf and the moon. Until we stop equating masculinity with oppression, we'll keep starving relationships of polarity, the very spark that makes love electric. 3. The myth of the superwoman, why I don't need a man, is a lie. I don't need a man is the battle cry of the emotionally bankrupt. It's a shield, not a medal. Biology doesn't bend to your LinkedIn bio. Your nervous system still craves a partner who complements your rhythm. Pretending otherwise is like refusing to eat because food is for the weak. You'll collapse, but your ego will call it a victory. Independence is noble. Isolation is a pathology. Honey, I've been there, juggling deadlines, workouts, and side hustles while swearing, "I've got this." But one night, after my third solo microwave dinner, I realized strong women don't fear needing someone. They fear settling for less than they deserve. Needing love isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Here's the truth. Needing a man doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. The strongest women aren't those who bulldoze through life alone. They're the ones who choose allies. A lioness doesn't hunt alone because she can't. She does it because the pack's survival depends on her strategic partnerships. Your "I don't need anyone" facade isn't fooling predators. It's just leaving you exhausted and unguarded. 4. The dance of interdependence. Why men aren't your competitors. Men and women aren't rivals in a cage match. They're partners in a tango. His logical rigor tempers your emotional tides. Your intuition softens his blunt edges. This isn't about dominance, it's about synergy. A sword needs a sheath. A flame needs oxygen. Reject his role, and you unravel the dance into a clumsy stomp. Picture this, darling. You're the composer, he's the conductor. Your melody guides, his rhythm directs. Together, you create a symphony. But if you snatch the baton, the music crumbles. So breathe. Let him lead this verse. Your turn will come, and oh, how sweet it'll sound. Yet modern rhetoric pits genders as enemies. Social media screams, "men are trash," while pop psychology pathologizes male silence. This isn't progress, it's collective self-sabotage. The healthiest relationships aren't democracies, they're ecosystems. Let him be the anchor, you be the sail. When you stop competing and start harmonizing, you'll finally feel the rhythm of real connection. 5. The self-esteem secret, how men measure their worth. A man's worth isn't counted in compliments, it's tallied in impact. He needs to see his actions ripple through your life. Did his hustle make you breathe easier? Did his advice untangle your chaos? If not, he'll detach, floating through the relationship like a ghost. Men don't crave applause. They crave evidence they've changed your world. Here's a little secret, love. Men adore tiny victories. When he assembles your IKEA shelf or picks your favorite wine, say, "You always know exactly what I need." That's not flattery. It's fuel. His heart swells knowing he's your go-to hero, even for the small stuff. Criticism is a dagger to this fragile equation. Mock his job and he'll shrug. Question his usefulness and you fracture his soul. A man's ego is a bridge between who he is and who he aspires to be. Blow up that bridge and he'll either retreat into numbness or seek validation elsewhere. Want loyalty? Show him his fingerprints on your joy. Feminine queen, listen closely. This is your crossroads. You're here because the dating pool feels like a swamp of mediocrity. Let's cut through the fog. If your relationships fizzle into situationships, you hold the scalpel. Every eye roll at his chivalry, every snarky, "I've got this" when he tries to help, it's not feminism, it's fear. Fear of surrendering control. Fear of needing someone. But here's the secret. Power isn't in total independence. It's in knowing when to lean. The throne you've built for your ego is cold and empty. Tear it down. Make space for a king. Beautiful, this isn't about dimming your light, it's about letting his light complement yours. Like moonlight and stars, you're meant to coexist, not compete. Ready to step into your queenhood? Let's keep going. 6. The passive man epidemic, how women engineer their own loneliness. Passive men aren't born, they're trained. Like dogs kicked for barking, they've learned to suppress their instincts. You wanted equality, so he bit his tongue when you overruled his plans. You mocked toxic masculinity, so he buried his assertiveness. Now you're left with a spineless shadow, and you wonder, where have all the real men gone? They're hiding from you. Let's get honest, darling. Have you ever shut down his idea for date night with, let's just do what I want? Or teased him for being too serious about his goals? Those little moments add up. But here's the good news. It's never too late to course correct. Start small. Ask, "What do you think, baby?" and mean it. This isn't his failure. It's yours. You demanded he shrink, then punished him for being small. The cure? Stop conflating strength with aggression. Let him lead. Let him fail. Let him try. A man who feels trusted will rise or reveal he never deserved the crown. Either way, you win. 7. The sports car versus minivan trap. Why forcing change destroys love. You can't force a wanderer to crave stability. Incompatibility isn't a puzzle to solve, it's a verdict to accept. Women waste years trying to fix men, ignoring the glaring truth. He showed you his blueprint on the first date. A poet won't morph into a CFO. A free spirit won't settle into a 9-to-5 drone. Sweetheart, I know it's tempting to think if I love him enough, he'll change. But love isn't a magic wand, it's a mirror. It reflects who someone is, not who you wish they'd be. So ask yourself, do I adore who he is today, or am I obsessed with who he could become? Your answer will set you free. This isn't about compromise, it's about clarity. Love isn't a DIY project. Either his essence aligns with your non-negotiables, or you're signing up for a lifetime of resentment. Stop romanticizing potential. A Ferrari isn't flawed because it can't carpool. It's flawless because it's not a minivan. 8. The art of strategic vulnerability, letting him win. Vulnerability is your secret weapon. Let him fix the Wi-Fi, grill the steak, navigate the road trip. This isn't about incompetence. It's about psychology. Every time you need him, you're pouring fuel into his sense of purpose. Men bond through acts of service, not endless talks about feelings. Here's a playful tip. Love. Next time you're lost, let him navigate, even if you know the way. Bat your lashes and say, I feel so safe when you take charge. Watch him puff up like a proud peacock. It's not manipulation, it's mutual admiration. You're both winning. But don't mistake this for helplessness. You're not a damsel, you're a strategist. By letting him win small battles, you're training him for the war of commitment. A man who feels valued for his contributions will charge into hell to keep you safe. Deprive him of that role, and he'll find someone who won't. 9. The manipulation detox, why men crave blunt truth. Men don't speak subtext. They're neurologically wired for directness. When you say, I'm fine while seething, they hear, she's fine. Passive aggression is a language they'll never learn. Your hints are whispers in a hurricane. Imagine this, gorgeous. You're upset he forgot your anniversary. Instead of silent treatments, try, hey, my heart's a little bruised. Let's fix this together. No blame, no games, just clarity. He'll respect your honesty and sprint to make it right. So quit the mind games. If you're angry, say it. If you need affection, demand it. Clarity is kindness. A man would rather face a grenade of truth than dodge a minefield of hints. Be the grenade. He'll respect you and himself for it. 10. The Compatibility Ultimatum. Choosing your counterpart, not your project. Stop dating fixer-uppers. A man isn't a charity case or a science experiment. His core traits, ambition, integrity, temperament, are set in stone by age 30. You can't mold a couch potato into a CEO or a player into a priest. Darling, you're a masterpiece, not a rehab center for broken men. Stop collecting strays. Wait for the one who's already polished by life, whose scars align with yours. The right man won't need fixing. He'll fit like your favorite sweater. Warm, familiar, and effortlessly yours. Screen ruthlessly. Does his presence steady your storms? Does his mission align with your non-negotiables? Compatibility isn't built, it's discovered. Waste time trying to change him, and you'll miss the man who was born to match you. 11. The rebirth of sacred roles, why structure sets you free. Chaos thrives in ambiguity. Define his role and yours. Let him be the shield, you be the sanctuary. Let him build, you nurture. This isn't about outdated stereotypes. It's about intentional design. Ancient tribes survived because roles were clear. Modern love drowns in the myth of sameness. Picture this, love. You're the heart, he's the backbone. You inspire, he protects. You dream, he executes. It's not about submission, it's about symphony. When you stop clashing over chores and start celebrating your strengths, life becomes effortless. Magic, right? Assign him territory, finances, protection, logistics. Claim yours, empathy, creativity, connection. Structure isn't a cage, it's the scaffold for passion. When both know their lanes, the relationship becomes a dance, not a war. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Ladies, this is the cornerstone of Stoic wisdom. Focus not on controlling men, but mastering your own energy. The greatest relationship hack isn't manipulation. It's embodying the Stoic virtues of courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom. When you build your inner citadel, unshakable self-worth, emotional resilience, and clarity of purpose, you don't just attract better men, you inspire them to rise. Darling, imagine walking into a room radiating such quiet confidence that men ask to rise to your standards. That's the power of inner sovereignty. It's not about being perfect. It's about being rooted, like a willow tree, gentle, unbreakable, bending but never breaking. Stoic philosophers like Seneca taught, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Apply this to love. Stop fearing his flaws or fixating on his past. Instead, see challenges as opportunities to practice grace under pressure. A feminine queen doesn't beg for loyalty. She radiates a magnetism so potent, his devotion becomes a reflection of her inner sovereignty. Here's your action, rooted in 2,000-year-old truth. Lead with virtue, not validation. When you honor your boundaries without apology, prioritize peace over drama, and nurture your purpose with Spartan discipline, you activate a man's primal drive to protect, provide, and persevere. This isn't submission, it's strategy. The Stoics called it amor fati, loving your fate. Love yours fiercely enough, and he'll fight to be part of it. Go forth, beautiful. The world needs your softness, your fire, your unshakable grace. Start today and watch how the universe bends to meet your queenly energy. You've got this.